Hey guys, what's up? Jen Graves here with another episode of the Otakuology podcast. And with me, as always, is the guy that knows a lot of manta ray facts, Otaku Mike.
With me, as always, is Jen. He's a Duncan Munchkin Graves.
Hey, don't you call me Munchkin.
And today, we are talking about Peacemaker, Season 2, Episode 5.
I have to say that was one of my favorite. Even though it didn't have any action, that was one of my favorite scenes.
The manta ray scene?
No, the Munchkin one.
Oh, the Munchkin one. Oh, yeah. I have to say, I feel like we've been away from Peacemaker for quite some time, ever since we just went to covering King of the Hill.
That's true.
I feel like I'm a little rusty covering my Peacemaker episodes.
That's true. I almost had to go back and be like, okay, what did we watch last?
I'm kind of glad we got that little previously on Peacemaker.
Yeah. Which is pretty weird at the end of this one because they actually had like a cast talk.
Yeah.
And that threw me off because I'm like, okay, we gotta have, I guess we're having a little video like after the credits. We had that little manta ray scene.
Yeah.
Of them talking about Vigilante, quiz me.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then like that was done and I was like, wait, that was only like 5 seconds. So is there going to be more? And it turned into the cast talk on it. And I was like, oh my God, this is so weird.
Yeah. It's because I do it in another episode as well. I don't remember if it's in like the next episode or the one after. I think
Probably.
they have like a what is to come type of situation.
Yeah.
But I can't remember off the top of my head, to be honest.
Well, it just really threw me off because we've watched all these other ones and they haven't had one of those. And to me, like, I'm in the mindset because watching some of the newer like Walking Dead stuff, after every episode they have a cast talk.
Oh, the Talking Dead?
No, not the Talking Dead. It'll be like the Daryl Dixon one or whatever. It will be those characters at the end on AMC talking about like what happened in that episode and their character development.
Okay.
And so whenever we got it in this, after not having it, because they start at episode 1, like you watch episode 1 of that, of whatever you're watching, and they do a cast talk at the end of it.
You know?
So every episode has one. And it threw me off for this because I'm like, we've already watched like over half of this series and now you're throwing in a fucking cast talk on me.
You know, like, I don't want to go off topic, but like you're all in like your Walking Dead phase.
I haven't watched it in a little while, but
I know you for a while. For a while, you're on like your Walking Dead phase or whatever.
Yeah,
I have. As the years go on, I have grown to really dislike the TV show.
Oh no, I'm gonna fully agree with you on that. I even hate that they gave us all this shit and then they had that extra season of like Those Who Will Survive and it was a bullshit season.
Yeah.
Like, if anybody has ever watched an episode of the Otakuology podcast and has heard me talk about anything that has a horrible, unfigured out ending, it will ruin an entire show for me. Like, you know, and I hate it. I hate it so much.
I'm very curious what you're going to think when we get to the end of this series or this season.
Oh, man. You're going to be like, even throwing up like 4s and 5s on every episode, get the last one. This is a 1.
Because I got to be honest, like, I have never seen, which we'll get into it later, but yeah. I have never seen a fan base on the internet, like, half of it turn so fucking fast.
Yeah.
Like, they're like, James Gunn needs to be fired. This is the worst episode of the season. Blah, blah, blah. But we can talk about it when we get there. But, like,
yeah,
overnight, within minutes of the episode airing, I feel like they're like, this is terrible. It's not what I wanted. Which I'm curious when we get to it. Well, which we have like a couple more episodes, but
See, and I really want to know like these people's like background of things. Like, are they like you and I, where we enjoy it and we do all this research and stuff? Like, I feel like before you even watched the last episode, you knew like a handful of things that were coming out, and like the whole thing of, well, James Gunn wants like Peacemaker to like be a big part of the DCU, but that it's not like this big thing. So like you knew that this was the stepping stone for a lot of other movies and shows to come out of. And so
yeah,
I really want to know if other people like knew that, like, because I mean, given I've only seen like one little spoiler that me and you talked about, but other than that, like, I'm kind of like, well, are the rest of these other people that have watched this that kind of like didn't like it? Like,
yeah,
what exactly were you expecting? Or did you just live under a rock long enough to not know any of this information previously? Because
yeah.
I feel like you and I already knew this like way before you even watched the last episode.
The last thing I remember, like before I watched it, they said like it was possible that this was going to be the last Peacemaker season,
Yeah,
and we would see these characters in other parts of the DC universe.
right, right.
Is the last thing that I remember seeing. But
Yeah.
let's get into this episode.
Hell yeah.
So our episode starts out 3
Hey, do you remember
years.
the name of this episode?
No,
Okay, just checking.
I don't.
I was like, if you go, yeah, it's Birds of Prey or something like that, I was going to be, holy shit, he knew. He
I
knows.
don't remember what the name of the episode is. So we start out 3 years ago in the past. We are at Rick Flag Jr.'s wake, funeral, viewing. I don't know what you would call it, to be honest.
That one thing.
That one thing where you go and have a celebration of life. And we see Amelia there, sitting there, looking somber and sad. And who happens to show up but good old Rick Sr. Rick Sr. shows up and he's like, Amelia, I know you know what happened. Like, I need you to tell me who basically fucking killed my kid. And he tells her like you've been basically blacklisted by Waller or something like that. I don't know if it's like blacklisted, but like Waller basically like kind of demoted her because of what happened.
Yeah.
I think it was.
Which do you think that's the same stuff that happened after the first episode or the first season?
No.
Um,
So here's the thing. So this is taking place after Suicide Squad or the Suicide Squad.
okay,
If
okay.
you don't remember, at the end of the Suicide Squad, they like the tech guys and stuff basically like knocked Amanda Waller out
Right,
and took control of the Project Starfish and like kind
right.
of went AWOL a little bit. So like this is like her and Economos's punishment is to work on Project Butterfly,
Yeah,
basically. Is what I'm gathering. Is what I'm gathering.
yeah,
And she's just like, I can't tell you what's going on. I know who did it, but I can't like do anything about it. And like she tells him basically like, the person's gonna pay. The person's gonna pay. And we see this, and it very much contradicts sort of maybe what we're seeing in the next scene, where like we see them waiting at this park for Chris to get there. They're all checking shit out. Flurry's looking at a lady's tits at, at one point.
right.
He's like, Flurry's got this. And we see Chris show up, and Chris shows up, and he makes his way to Amelia, and he knows everybody's there. He knows everybody's there, and like he's like kind of like hiding and stuff and whatnot. And he like takes her microphone and stuff, and he sits down to talk to her, and she's like, "What the fuck are you doing here? Like, is your ego that fucking big? Like, you can't just stay away. I gave you the code word of copacetic."
Yeah.
And he's like, "No, like, I had to come see you before." Like, he basically made the biggest fucking decision of his life, and he wants to
Yeah.
know, did the other night mean anything to us or you, basically?
Yeah. Yeah.
And she was like, what the fuck, is that what this is about? Like, and we see, and she's like, "No, it didn't fucking mean anything to me," basically. Like, and he gets up and he's like, "Is it because of Rick? Is it because of like what I did to Rick Flag?" And she basically tells Chris that, like, "You killed my best friend. Like, what do you want me to think?"
Right.
Which in reality, like, when you think about it, like, yes, her and Chris have become friends and Chris has grown as a character, but like, she still holds on to this like hatred almost,
Yeah.
in a sense.
Yeah. And I mean, I feel like in this instance of how all that stuff kind of rolled out, I think she herself is kind of like having the problem with it because she does have the feelings for Chris,
Yeah.
but it's kind of that I want to, but I can't kind of
Yeah.
situation
Yeah.
where it's, there's all that other stuff. Not only that, like, she can't really play on that, especially with everybody like being there. And,
Yeah.
and I think that it was really portrayed good. I think it was episode 2. Um, where he tried to bring up like the night they were together one other time,
Oh
and she's like,
yeah.
"No, it meant nothing," And it's almost like he can't really take the hint on that.
No, he can't, because it still goes to like the last episode.
Yeah,
Well, the thing is, like, I feel like in a sense that Chris has never really had like a romantic connection with somebody,
yeah,
and the person he gets a romantic connection with really doesn't want anything to do with him because of what he did.
yeah, yeah.
You know?
No, I agree with that. I don't 100% know per se on the romantic connection. I I will say that I feel like he's had it before, but because of all the shit he went through with Augie, I think that it was kind of like in a perverted way, um, so to speak, where he didn't understand
Yeah.
what love was. Like he could just be like, "Hey, I want to fuck this person," and that's love. Like kind of like what we got in season 1 when he slept with the alien chick.
Oh yeah. Forgot about
And it was
that.
kind of like they did that, and he's like, "Oh, I love you," I I felt like he jumped the gun too much, and then after kind of all that stuff happened, that she is his white well on,
Yeah.
this is what I really want, this is what it is, and he's had that time to actually realize that he loves her and everything, and it's still not exactly there, which I'll love to see that now that he's went back to the other world because of all the shit, how the other one will be affected by this decision that he's made here of her
Oh,
telling him no.
how the other Amelia will be affected?
Yeah, because I know that she's going to be all about him, and will there be something there that acceptance and not being his hardcore will affect him in that way,
I will
almost
tell
like it's too easy,
I won't spoil it for you,
Spoilers.
but it does come up. And I
Yeah.
think it comes up in like the next fucking episode.
Okay.
If I remember correctly, it's the next episode or the one after, because they still have to get through the portal themselves.
Yeah. I mean,
Uh,
we only got 2 episodes left after this one, so
is
it's
it
got to be one of the next 2.
is it 8? I thought it was 8 episodes.
uh, No, you're right.
Am I okay?
When, but after this one, we have. Oh no, I guess I was thinking we were on 6.
Oh, no, we're on 5.
Okay, but no, we're
Yeah, so
over the halfway point.
we see this scene where Chris gets up, he's ready to leave because she's like, just like fuck off, basically. And the
Can
Argus,
we can we
what?
talk real quick about his
Okay,
masterclass skill of like ducking behind children?
okay,
I love that part. Like it's like he knew that judo master like was taking side
it
at him,
it
and he
was
just made sure he walked behind everybody.
it was one of the most awkward looking scenes ever
Yeah,
because he like hops a fence into like the dog park and plays with the dogs a little bit. Then he like goes into like this birthday party and like talks to some people. Then he plays some soccer, I think it is,
yeah, yeah,
and like it's just like he knows they're there, and it's just so awkward. Like the way
yeah.
it's I don't filmed, I
And
guess.
he's trying to do it naturally, and it's like
Yeah, it's not.
I have to say though that was like one of the funniest things I feel like too watching it because you're like, wait, what's going on? Does he
Yeah.
know? Does he know that where Judo Master is?
At first, I thought it so that there was like a woman digging through the trash
Yeah,
at one point, and I thought he was gonna be dressed up as like a woman digging through the trash
yeah,
because the
yeah,
woman just looks so out of place. But
yeah.
I was wrong. I was wrong.
You're like, oh man, he dressed up and he's in disguise.
Yeah, no, I thought he was gonna be in disguise.
Yeah,
Like,
he's incognito.
but yeah, so we see him. Like, is it Cupid dog gets shot, or is it Pony Boy? I don't remember what their names are or which one's which. One of them gets
uh,
shot.
I think it's Cupid Boy.
It's Cupid dog.
Yeah, I think that's the
Cupid
one.
dog. He gets shot, and like Chris like uses him as like a human shield, basically.
Yeah, drapes him over his shoulders.
Yeah. And like we see like Flurry show up, and Flurry gets all like happy because he gets complimented by Chris calling him Shaft, I think it was.
Yeah,
He's like, "Oh, complimenting somebody, that's a very good strategy. I like that." you know. And we see like they're all surrounding him, and he like keeps circling around and whatnot, and Bordeaux gets a clean shot, and this is where we get the big I don't know if we got the big reveal prior, but we get the big reveal that she is like part cyborg.
yeah, that was crazy as shit.
So let me tell you this. When this part was revealed in this episode,
Yeah,
a certain part of the internet lost their fucking shit.
really?
Because one, they didn't know like Bordeaux is like an actual DC character
Yeah.
and stuff. They didn't know like that she was actually a cyborg. If you go look and you type in like I think like Peacemaker cyborg or whatever, you'll see like, oh, DC has gone woke because they turned cyborg into a girl.
Oh, really?
Yes,
Stupid.
they thought that Bordeaux was a gender swapped cyborg.
Oh god.
Like
People are
Cyborg the character. I guess
people
they're
are
too.
stupid.
I guess they're too stupid not to know that cyborg is an actual like word
Yeah.
and not just the name of a character.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah, no, like the other thing is though I hate it. I hate it. We're gonna get it. We're gonna get into shit real quick, right? So Cyborg has always had a red eye.
yeah,
He's always had
and
the
had metal
human
body
half
parts.
that doesn't have that. If you even wanted to completely make him like, oh, we're gonna say like an android, like Android 18 that looks entirely human.
Yeah,
Like, sure, they can make this person that way, but that's not going to be possible with Cyborg's character. It
I mean
doesn't work out.
they did do that in the Smallville show.
Yeah,
where he was basically, because they didn't have like the special effect money for it.
No, but like you'd still see like some things like where you could see like the thing through his skin almost, you know.
Yeah,
His eye would one of his eyes would glow red. I
yeah,
mean, it, I don't I don't know how people can say that they like Cyborg and not understand things like this, that there are other things that are cyborgs, they're just not the cyborg.
yeah. They're just
It's kind of like there's other mics that do shows, but they're not the otaku mic.
they're not like Booyakasha, I love waffles.
Yeah. But
Cyborg.
I mean this I do have to say that was a really cool reveal. Like I didn't see that coming, but I'll say over on the Marvel side, this almost was like the reveal of Deathlock for me in the Marvel
Oh, Agents of Shield.
Agents of Shield, yeah. Like
Yeah,
I was like, holy shit, I love that this is in there. And it threw me off through a loop. I thought it
yeah.
was great. And I
So
was like, Chris is about to like get severely hurt.
yeah, like she had like what was like a 0.2 or 2.0
Yeah. Yeah.
percent chance, or something like that, of fatally wounding him. I think it was.
Yeah. Which
Yeah,
I really want to know, and this will kind of segue us forward a little bit. Um, I really want to know if Rick Flag knew exactly that hardcore was going to be that way, and that he kind of set up the other lady to be like, hey, when you get in close, make sure you do this, make sure you activate your eye to
I
try and
want
do
to.
that, because he knew she would do that.
I want to say. I want to say you are right. I think Rick Flag was basically manipulating the entire situation.
Yeah.
It's his entire his he was manipulating the whole thing this whole time, and he to get to the one specific thing where he wanted Chris to himself, which we'll get to that. So
Yeah.
like Chris basically gets knocked out, like you said, and it's a pretty awesome, crazy fight. Like it happens like so fast,
Yeah.
and
Well, and right after this, do you feel like, I can't remember what her name is, the cyborg,
Bordeaux.
Bordeaux. Do you think uh Bordeaux has the hots for Rick Flag?
She does.
Okay. Okay. I was like, am I reading too far into this?
No, no, you're not reading it too
Like
far
I
into it
was like,
because
she's like hot for daddy. Like
you can see it because like in the scene, one of the scenes where like she's like General Rick or General Flag or something like that. He's like, oh, please call me Rick.
yeah.
Please call me Rick. Like no, it's like oh, like she wants to ride his
Yeah. Yeah.
flagpole.
Cuz it was like she didn't know that hardcore was going to do that,
No, I
and
don't
it
think she knew
really,
because of the reaction that she had.
yeah, yeah. Which, like we were talking about, if Rick Flag set that whole thing up, and I think that that's where the animosity for hardcore comes, is Rick Flag set it up for her to do that,
Yeah,
and yet Bordeaux got upset because of the outcome of what it is, even though it was set up by
a Rick.
Rick Flag originally.
Yeah, and then we let. Do you want to continue with this plot and then go into the B plot of this episode later?
Yeah, we can.
Okay, okay. So we move to where we have Chris and the rest of the people at Argus headquarters. Economos says, "I love the scene where like they show up and Chris is like, "Hey, John, how's it going?" Like just nonchalantly,
Yeah,
being like, "Hey, buddy, how's it going?" And John's like, "I don't know him. He's being awfully friendly." Like
yeah.
John's just a big pussy at this moment, and he admits that he's a big pussy.
Oh my god, I think that was the best Economos scene ever, where he's like, somebody could look at me and I'd run away, like I'm that big of a pussy, and then like he did what he did, and you're like, oh man, John's not as much of a pussy as he pushes
No, because
everybody
we
else to believe.
we get the scene where like he looks up from his desk and he's looking at Harcourt and she's like come here, we need to talk. He's like, no, we don't need to talk. And he he pokes the bear He pokes the bear literally when he pokes hardcore, and she's like, "Are you
Yeah.
fucking poking me?"
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, and she's like, what did you do? And he's like, I had to do it. Like, they were going to kill him. They were going to kill Peacemaker. And Amelia gets the idea to basically like book Chris into the system. If they book Chris, there is a record. She
Right.
knows what is going to happen to Chris.
Yeah.
Like, they want to make Chris disappear. Like, he does not exist.
Right.
So this is the only way she could save him at this point,
Yeah.
is to have him booked into the system. There's a paper trail, all this, and Economos goes along with it. Reluctantly goes along with it.
Oh man, yeah.
Reluctantly.
The balls on Economos though, like after Bordeaux finds out.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And the shit talking on that. I'm doing the job that everybody else is supposed to be doing. You know, we're under the law.
Yeah, with the law.
Yeah. Oh man. I
I
I have to
love
say that was one of the best scenes Economos has had through everything
I love
because
the little
of his
scene.
character development.
I love the little scene with Flurry right after, where Flurry shows up and he like kind
Where
of
he
gives a
tells him he's taking the initiative.
he's taking the initiative and doing a good job.
You're doing the best you can. I'm like, that whole scene just made this like
He's like,
it did.
you did a good job, and he gave him like the nod because the Economos
Yeah,
said if we like with the greeting, we should just nod. You know, no handshake, no,
yeah,
that
yeah,
thing. But we get to the scene. We get to the scene which this whole season has been building up to, which is the big Rick Flag Peacemaker like thing that happens.
yeah. It was. I will say at the current moment, it was kind of a little bit of a letdown, but
I don't think so.
mm,
I don't think so because of how the scene was done. Like, we
yeah,
have him, like Chris being uncuffed. He's like, "Oh, I'm surprised it's ending this way," whatever he said, or this is a good outcome, I think he said. And then like you see it in Rick's face. He's like, he tells them close the blinds, stop the recording, and they're like, "What? Really? Like we're oh okay." Like they're kind of shocked.
yeah,
And to see, like, I felt like this was like the perfect scene for the two of them. Like, it wasn't like a big drawn out superhero fight. This was a very emotionally charged scene, I feel like,
yeah,
with how Rick takes things and how you can see how Peacemaker has changed as a character
yeah,
from the Suicide Squad and the beginning of Peacemaker season 1 to now. He has developed as a character. He doesn't fight back. He like tells him at one point, I think highly of your son. I admire him. I was just had a really dark, messed up view of the world.
yeah,
What he says, and you can tell it. Like it basically, like, the death of Rick Flag Jr. of still haunts Peacemaker. Now
yeah,
I will say, we could have all solved this really fast by just going over to the other world and bringing over that Rick Flag.
Oh, that would be really weird though.
Like, here you go, here's Rick Flag, we got him for you.
Yeah, right.
um, but man, like this scene was like brutal. I felt like I was like wincing. And there's one part in particular where he like fucking knees him into the wall with
Yeah,
his like face.
yeah,
Where I was like, ooh, like that looked like the way it was shot, like the speed and the force of everything. Like, it was just a very brutal scene, and I was like in awe at this point.
yeah, yeah.
I was not disappointed with this scene.
I I just feel like Chris was down on his luck because he found out the kind of stuff with hardcore, and so he was still kind of like riding that wave and getting in this fight with Rick. Like, don't get me wrong, Rick was very honorable, I will say, and hey, take the cusps off and like going about it that way. But it was just the fact of like Chris really didn't have any fight into him,
No, he didn't.
and that's kind of more so that I wanted, where there is kind of that back and forth of powers, where it was kind of like, Chris saying all the stuff that he did, like, I understand this, but there's a bigger purpose for me in the world, and that Junior was my stone to be able to go forward. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Which I'm sure there will be another fight in the episodes to come that will probably
We have to wait and see.
be better. You'll be like, oh, there's not. I'm gonna be like,
yeah, you have to wait and see.
this better not turn into a King of the Hill thing where Bill's supposedly married to Peggy.
No, it doesn't.
You'll be like, yeah, they never
so,
fight again.
And so we have this really funny scene where Adebayo and Adrian, I almost forgot his name, Adrian, are out at the cabin with Eagly, and they get this call where somebody reads ads is
Oh my god.
advertisement in the Soldier of Fortune magazine.
Yeah.
What happens here, Jen?
Oh my god. So Adebayo takes it, and clearly, if you're watching this, you should understand what is happening. At one point, we got to the end, and I had to start questioning what happened, but I was like, I'm pretty sure I know what happened.
I think the only one who knew what happened was Adrian.
Yeah, like really, really knew, like hardcore on that. But like Adebayo gets on the phone, is talking about, stuff. The person's like, oh, is this your actual silhouette of the on her little advertisement thing? And she's like, oh, yes, it is. Da 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 da. And they asked her if she had a blockhead or if she was just wearing a hat, and if she could wear a hat to like their meeting and
Yeah.
all this other stuff. And I forgot what the weird word was. Do you do I can't remember. It was like a specific word. Do you do whatever this thing
do you
is?
do Greek?
Yes. And she was like, yeah, I do Greek.
Like we also know a little Spanish too, I think.
Yeah. Like all this stuff, and you're like, what? And then that kind of got me off a second because I've never heard that language before like that.
Yeah.
And of course, like she made it even harder. But I fully came into knowing what it was when she said, oh, yeah, we got a meeting at 8 p.m. And I was like, who the fuck has a meeting at 8 p.m.?
Yeah.
To do anything? I was like, this is a sexual encounter that's happening here.
And then she gets off the phone and she just tells Adrian, man, I just got hit off my advertisement. They wanted to go Greek. I don't know what kind of thing that entails.
Yeah,
and he's like,
to be there.
That's butt stuff.
Yeah.
You're gonna get some anal. And he's like, don't worry. I don't kill prostitutes. I only kill Johns. So you're safe.
Yeah.
It's good to know that Adrian has like a line that he won't cross.
Prostitutes are hardworking ladies.
They're hardworking ladies.
Oh my god. His lines are so weird though.
Yeah, they are.
Because I was like, does that make sense?
I mean,
Adrian, does that make sense?
I mean, if I was in his shoes,
he does kind of have like both those things though, because you realize like we've had spiders, bats, owls, stingrays, or manta rays. I think we've had one more that will be, hey, I know all this information, like ask me any kind of question, and he knows nothing about it.
Yeah.
So I mean, him actually saying all that made a lot of sense because he is back and forth on, yeah, I know how to do this, but I'm not. Yeah, I wouldn't kill anybody, but I would. You know,
I mean, Adrian's a psychopath.
this is true.
Let's just put it out there. Adrian is very much, I don't want to say like he's going to kill anybody who is bad,
Yeah,
but he's going to kill anybody who's bad.
right.
He kind of has almost that Peacemaker mentality from season 1 almost.
Yeah,
And he's never really switched.
no,
Like, in a sense. He's like, if you do something bad, I'm going to kill you.
right.
But he considers prostitutes not to be bad. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
they got to feed their families too somehow.
right.
But
That
yeah.
that would be funny. I would love to have a scene where we find that out, like a John's trying to feed his family or whatever, and he's like, "I'll let this one go."
Yeah, I'll let this one go. It's okay.
Be like, "You said you wouldn't do that, Adrian."
And so, like, we get that scene, and we get the scene with Red Saint Wild. He tracked Eagly down to this house, and
Oh
he
my
he
god,
poisons
this
this rat.
this whole rat scene is crazy as shit.
He poisons the rat. Eagly picks up the rat, and they go to leave. Like Ads and Adrian go to leave because they get the call from Economos that like, oh, they need to go get Chris, basically.
Yeah,
And so we get this whole scene, and we get the end of Eagly versus Red Saint Wild, and Eagly gets the rat, but then the rat gets taken by a
yeah.
fox, I think.
He drops the rat because he's kind of like doing that whole thing like dogs do, where it's like, "Oh, can I go with you?"
Yeah.
And then a fox runs up behind him and takes it. He chases this bitch through the woods, like, and then the
Yeah.
fox, after being cornered, is like, "Fuck you, Eagly," and swallows this rat and instantly
Regrets
foams at
it.
the mouth. Yeah, like foams at the mouth, all this other stuff, and dies.
I kind of feel bad for the fox, though.
And then I have to say, this fucking gun that Red Saint Wild pulls out is fucking an anime gun, okay? Like, fight me on this goddamn hill.
So you
Like,
want to
he
know?
pulls this gun out, and I'm sitting there looking at it, I was like, surely to God, you know, James Gunn or somebody didn't look at that damn thing as like, hey, we're gonna do like they do in anime and how they take a regular sword, make it into a big halberd sword. That's what
Can
we're gonna do
I
with the gun.
can I tell you something?
Yes,
That's a real gun.
I'm dead.
It's a real gun.
I'm dead. I was like, what the
It's
fuck?
actually like a bird hunting gun.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
It was so big.
Yeah, I know. Michael Rooker had to carry it around with him.
Yeah. And I'm like, and he's not short, is he?
I don't know if I think he's average size, probably.
Okay. You know, every other thing that we've seen him played in, I didn't think he was that short of a character
Well,
or of a guy.
let me ask you this: when he shoots down that eagle, did you think it was Eagly?
Uh, yes and no. I thought Eagly was faking it.
You thought he was faking it?
I was like, Eagly is gonna be faking this bitch. He's gonna come over to it, and we're gonna get one of those weird ass comedy scenes where he comes to check Eagly, and Eagly raises up and like bites his nose off. I was like, that's the scene that we're gonna get here in a second.
So we come to find out that apparently Red Saint Wild is wrong about eagles.
Very
They
wrong
don't.
about
They
Eagles.
don't. They're not in packs. Apparently,
He was definitely bird blind this
he was
time.
bird blind,
He was bird blind this time.
and he gets attacked by a bunch of eagles. Brutally attacked by a
Yes, he
bunch of
does.
Eagles.
Yes.
I don't think I would want to go out by death by eagle.
No.
Like,
The best way I could compare this was death by 1,000 cuts with eagle talons.
Yes, and getting like pecked out.
Yeah.
And we find out that Eagly is actually the primal eagle,
Yes.
which mind blown.
Well, and I really want to know if he was that originally, or has he always been the primal eagle?
I mean,
You know,
probably. I mean, he's Eagly.
like is Eagly secretly like some kind of an animal deity, and kind of is going through his Thor phase because he eats a lot of like deli meat
I don't
and
know.
potato chips.
I don't know. I don't know. They don't really go into this at this
Yeah.
point, but Eagly does keep a souvenir. He does keep a finger.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, he
That's
keeps a
crazy.
finger for, and he's like, when he goes back to Peacemaker, he's like, I'm gonna pretend like you just found that.
Yeah.
Um, man, yeah, like ads and Vigilante leave. Chris
So
is what?
would because originally when we saw it, you said that you speculated that Red Saint Wild channeled the red. Would
Yes.
Eagly be channeling the blue because it was blue instead of red this time?
No, because the blue is like water.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The blue is like Aquaman, like any water creature basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know if the blue was supposed to just be to stand out from the other
Well,
colors being in the forest, or there was
well
supposed to be some kind of representation of.
the thing is, like, I don't know if Red Saint Wild was channeling the red or if he was
Yeah.
just like some kind of almost like a shaman,
Yeah.
like a magical shaman kind of character.
Yeah, kind of like a red wolf.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know to be
Yeah.
exact. But yeah, and we get the scene where, like, uh, Chris, like, leaves the Argus building, and we see that Judo Master follows, which his name is Rip Jagger. I think his name is.
Yeah.
I think it's Rip Jagger, which is his actual name in the books.
Okay.
Like his name is actually like Rip Jagger, which
Yeah.
I didn't know his name was Rip Jagger.
I mean, somebody had to have been like a really big Mick Jagger fan or something.
He ends up like following Chris to the hiding spot. He sees Chris like turn on his the portal, and he goes to like deactivate the portal. So he and Eagly will be stuck on the other side of this portal. He leaves this note for the gang, the 11th Street kids. He's like, tell everybody I said bye and stuff. Judo Master goes through the portal with Eagly and Peacemaker.
He leaves his own note.
He leaves his own note with Cheeto dust on it
Yeah.
at this point. And I love
Which
that. Go ahead.
it was previously, but I really love the scene because I mean we've come to know Judo Master as like this weirdo that loves hot Cheetos, and he's sitting in the car and he gets done with the bag he's got, and he gets upset by it, and I was like, oh no, he's out of Cheetos. Somebody give him more Cheetos.
He needs to go to the van to get his Cheeto
Yes.
stash.
Yes.
Oh man, yeah. Like, I hope the price of Cheetos went up at this. People bought Cheetos because of Judo Master.
Oh man, that would be hilarious to learn.
Judo
Cheeto sales
Master
have now
needs to be the spokesperson for Cheetos.
oh my
No more
gosh,
Chester Cheeto.
like Judo Master in a red suit.
Yeah, yeah.
Call him Cheeto Master.
Which one of the Judo Masters did have a red suit?
Well, you know what? I didn't know that.
I think it's
But
Judo
now that I do,
Master 2,
okay.
which is a female Judo Master.
Oh, that's cool.
She has like a red and yellow suit,
Yeah.
I think. If I remember correctly, I can't remember, to be honest.
Why was it? I can't remember. Why was it that Adebayo and Vigilante left?
Because Chris said he wanted like some time by himself, I believe.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. And then they end up getting a text, and they go back, and they see that Chris is not there. He's left them a note with the portal, basically, and they end up going back to the weird seedy motel that Adebayo is staying in, and we see Adrian like breaking down, crying that Peacemaker isn't there anymore, and they all come to the conclusion that they're gonna go get Peacemaker.
Yeah.
And Adrian gets excited because he gets to possibly see a doppelganger.
Yeah. I wonder what the me will be like in that one.
Which, it's crazy to see how Adrian really seems to, I think, to look at Chris as like an older brother.
I could see that.
It seems like.
I could see that.
Even though he wants to be his best friend.
Yeah.
I think it's like an older brother, younger brother thing.
I could see that, and that's one of the interactions that I can't wait to see when we get to this world, is how I can't remember his name. Chris's brother.
Keith.
Yeah. How Keith and Vigilante will kind of act with each other, because I could almost see him being standoffish because of Keith.
He's not standoffish.
No.
I'll tell you that much.
Okay. Which we do find out too in this scene that Adebayo asks Hardcore, did you really mean to do whatever that Chris believed that she was? And she said, no, he was going to be killed, and I stopped that from happening.
Yeah.
So,
which Chris thinks that she like screwed him over, basically.
Yeah. Which, that was the privilege of being a watcher versus somebody in the show. Like, we already kind of saw that coming.
Yeah, I mean, you could tell by the way she was acting when they're intaking him and stuff.
Yeah.
At Argus, like, she obviously didn't want nothing to happen to him.
Yeah.
I really feel like she was trying to drive Chris away so nothing would happen to him at the park.
I agree. That's why she gave him the word, and he just kind of showed up like a dumbass.
He just kind of showed up like a dumbass.
Yeah.
But yeah, and
which we got this really nice scene, I think, at the end of this too, with Peacemaker and was it the White Devil?
I think it's the Blue Devil.
Was that his dad, the Blue Devil?
His dad's the Blue Devil, and then we had Captain Triumph, which is Keith.
Yeah. And, he says, hey, I've adopted this eagle and everything. And
a rescue eagle.
Yeah, we see all four of them kind of flying through the sky together, which was pretty cool, even though it's, to me, I feel like it's bittersweet because, we know that's not going to last. And that
they're going to go fight.
There is something up in this world.
They're going to go fight a kaiju.
Yeah.
Which, you don't know this, but that kaiju is the same kaiju Superman fights in the Superman movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, it is.
I just actually added the Superman movie to my queue because it finally popped up somewhere to watch, and I was like, I got to watch this because me and Mike have talked about this so much.
I think it's on the HBO app.
I think so, too.
Yeah, and then we get the big reveal that Chris is all covered in kaiju slime, and like he goes to like embrace Amelia, and that's how this episode ends. Basically, yeah.
And then we get the I guess it's mid-credit scene.
Was it of the manta rays?
Yeah, it was like going all in on the manta rays and
how many manta rays will it take for you to shut the fuck up?
Yeah. Which I have to say, I like the way that James Gunn has now said, like, unless it's super, super important, he won't add those into the thing, because there are some of these moments that, like, you get that you're like, I didn't know I needed this, but I'm glad that I have this now. Like this scene of them driving back to Grandpappy's cabin in the woods with Adebayo and them. And Adrian basically being like, ask me manta ray facts.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you. I love this episode, to be honest.
Yeah.
But what did you think of this episode?
I'm gonna go 4.5.
Okay, that's good.
I really liked it. There's some other things that I wish would have happened a little differently,
Like what?
but overall, I feel like this is a strong episode. I really wanted kind of in the interview scene with Chris and Senior,
Yeah.
um, to have kind of this almost like turmoil of Chris like telling him more
Oh
instead of
yeah.
I feel like Chris just basically stood there and let him beat up. I would have liked more lines in that. Um, but really that's the only one I feel like everything else in this was golden.
My only complaint with this
Yeah,
is I wanted them to get to the alternate universe sooner. Like I wanted them
I
to
could see that.
push I wanted them to push Chris into that universe sooner.
Oh, and I do have one other complaint because he already fucking knew it. So it really pissed me off when he threw out when Red Saint Wild threw out a fucking rat or a mouse.
Uh-huh.
I was like, you dumbass, you should have put it in like a block of bologna or something. Like
Oh
that
yeah.
would have been gone.
Yeah.
Like I really wanted it to be the deli meat because so when he pulled out this rat, I was like, what's he doing with that? I always thought it was
Yeah.
like a good luck charm, and then he threw it on the ground, and I was like,
Or like some cheese or something, or like
yeah, yeah, like that would have been fucking hilarious. Like I would have laughed my ass off.
yeah,
So
yeah.
that was one of the only ones I feel like would have been even better knowing all that stuff previously, like especially after he ate the little dried poop scene and he's like potato chips and
Cold cuts.
holy shit, like you knew like this is what this bird eats a lot.
It's
So
better than me.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
my only complaint is that we don't get to the other universe
yeah,
fast enough. But that's just a really minor gripe, to be honest.
yeah, yeah,
Which and when we get to the other universe, it is pretty cool in the next episode and stuff.
yeah,
We don't stay long in the other universe, I will say that.
yeah.
But I feel like the opening for the next episode is probably my favorite scene in the entire like season so far.
Is it them rotating the marbles and they have to keep opening the door to see where it goes?
No, no.
Oh,
So I will give you a little spoiler.
a little taste to taste.
Little snackety snackety.
Okay,
You get to see Vigilante's house.
okay,
Yes.
that's gonna be weird as shit.
They go to Vigilante's house.
Oh my god, that's gonna be weird as shit.
And I'm gonna leave it at that.
Okay, okay.
Because I remember
I
texting.
I bet it's not gonna happen. But what I would really like is them to try it and move these marbles around and keep opening the thing, and basically like have like a montage sequence of them walking out of somebody's house and keep activating it as they open the door and they're like this one's not it, close it back up and like redo it again. And I doubt they're gonna do that,
I
but
mean, that would be really funny.
yeah, yeah,
Uh,
be like there's multiple pocket dimensions if you keep moving these marbles around.
yeah, and I mean they do later on. They do go through some of the other doors,
Yeah,
but we're not going to get to that right now.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. No, I mean it's good, solid episode. I feel like. I want to say, oh yeah, I want to know where it's going to go, but I already know where it's going to go.
Right,
I watched all of it.
right. See, I still get to live in that state of bliss of like, oh, I can't wait to know where this goes. And you're like, damn it. I need to talk to you about this and you're ruining it.
I mean, I remember when episode 6 came out, I remember I texted you and I was like, just watch the opening of episode 6. That's all I need you to do is watch like the first 10 minutes.
Just be like, holy shit.
I was like, just watch the first 10 minutes. That's all I need.
Yeah.
But yeah, good, solid episode for sure.
He's not going to have G.I. Robot at his house, is he?
No.
Okay. I was like, whoa, this is going to take a turn of events if he somehow bought G.I. Robot 2 and is he's sitting in his house.
Okay, I'm going to say this. One of the biggest disappointments is Creature Commandos does not connect right into this. Like, none of them show up.
Upset.
At all. None of them show up at all.
G.I. Robot was supposed to be in there, damn it.
I know, but he doesn't show up.
I even needed him as a background. Come on.
But they did confirm we're getting a season 2 of Creature Commandos.
That's true. That is true. I am very excited for that in the Lanterns and some of the other sneak peek ones that we're going to get.
I gotta say though.
Yeah.
I hope Rick Flag Sr. is not in Creature Commandos 2. I hope it's just the Commandos.
I don't know how to feel on that, because what I would really like to have is Economos lead a team, like just be like the man in the chair. But that's probably a tall order to ask.
I'll have Amelia lead the team on the ground.
Yeah, something like that.
I would be okay with that.
You know, be like, hey, you guys can do this. I believe in you. Like, I don't have to treat you like monsters because
just for funsies, throw Vigilante in there.
Oh my god! I mean, technically, he is more monster than a lot of them.
I know, right?
Even the ones that look that way.
But yeah, solid episode. I can't wait to cover the rest of it on the podcast. And then I don't know what we're going to cover after we get finished with this. We'll have to have some suggestions or something.
Oh, we have a buildup of stuff. I think we have the new Sakamoto. We talked about Ronin Warriors, and I think there was one other one that comes out this month, maybe, that we've already covered.
Did we?
I can't remember.
Oh no. But I am pretty stoked for Lanterns.
Me too.
Like, Lanterns it's supposed to tie into Peacemaker.
Like, I have to say, like, there's only one thing that's over Lanterns right now that I'm, like, really excited for, and that's the new season of Stranger Things. But other than that, I'm like, if there's nothing else out there right now that I'm like, oh man, I can't wait for it to come out. I was like, Lanterns is doing pretty fucking good on the list.
I know, right?
Everything else is kind of below that because I'm just like, I could take it or leave it. Lanterns, I can't wait. So
yeah, do like the hard traveling heroes type of shit.
Yeah.
I'm really curious as to how Guy Gardner is gonna fit into that show.
There's only one thing I would really hope, and I don't know how they would do it or where it would be, but I need like a Ryan Reynolds like throwback.
Oh, like yeah. Or like a reference.
Yeah. And that would be funny as shit. I mean,
I think Hal is in this is in Lanterns.
Yeah. I mean,
it's supposed to be Hal and John, I believe.
Because weren't we supposed to have a part in this or something where there's supposed to be Deadpool behind one of the doors?
No,
somewhere.
I mean, legal wise, they would not have been able to do that. I don't know who fucking told you that, but that was a lie. I can't
remember where I saw that. No, they wanted to try and do it, and then I think James Gunn had like said like a jokingly thing about it, and it was like, no, you realize that we really can't do that, right?
Yeah, no, you
like,
can't. They
can't do that.
Yeah, they can't do that.
So I can't remember where I saw that at though.
But yeah, anyways, thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this particular episode.
Heck yeah, stick around for the next ones.
If you would like to suggest stuff to us, you can reach out to us on our Instagram at Otakuology or our email at otakuologypodcast@gmail.com. Don't forget to rate and review the podcast. Tell your friends, share it. Go check out our YouTube channel. Go watch shit over there. We've got like over 200 episodes of the podcast.
Hell yeah. If you've missed any episodes, you can go binge watch them over there.
Yeah, binge watch them over there, And catch you guys on the next one.
Yeah, see you next Tuesday.